Hey everybody, I'm Alex. Welcome to Storytime. Today I have all kinds of great stories for you, and they're all about home. Also, just want to let you know that I have my buddy Buster here with me today, like usual. And Buster, he wants you to know that he loves home. Like any self respecting dog, Buster is so happy to see you when you come home, and so sad when you leave, and so happy when you leave with him to take a walk, and then so happy again when he comes home and he can find his bowl of food and his nice, cozy place to nap. There are so many great things about home, and we have so many great things to show you in our stories today. Before we do anything, though, I do gotta let you know that if you are looking for other story times, we have so many great story times on AADL TV, so check them out. Also, if you're looking for something to do, we have all kinds of craft projects on AADL TV. So if you are an adult or a kid, we have something for you there. Also, if you like kids programming, we have the Saturday Show, which is always on a theme and always excellent. So check those out in the feed too. Okay, I think we got that all out of the way, and I think it's time for a hello song. What do you think? Do you want to hear a hello song? Say yes if you do. Oh, I can't quite hear you. Say it a little bit louder. Oh, I think I might hear you. I can't understand though. Say it louder still. You want to sing a hello song? That's awesome because I also want to sing a hello song. Feel free to sing along. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. I like to say hello. So there are all kinds of languages in the world, and they each have a different way of saying hello. For example, did you know that in France they say bonjour? Bonjour, friends. Bonjour, friends. Bonjour, friends. I like to say bonjour. How else could we say hello today? Here in India they say namaste. Namaste, friends. Namaste, friends. Namaste, friends. I like to say namaste. How else should we say hello? I think we're gonna do my favorite, which is Hawaiian. They say aloha. Aloha, friends. Aloha, friends. Aloha, friends. I like to say aloha. Okay, back to hello. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. I like to say hello. What fun. Okay. Now, it's time to do a rhyme and a finger exercise. I brought my fingers with me today. How about you? Oh, you did. That's awesome. Okay. So, we're going to do two little blackbirds because it's amazing. So I'm going to use my index fingers like this. And okay. 1, 2, 3. Two little blackbirds sitting on a tree. One named Stan and the other named Lee. Fly away, Stan. Fly away, Lee. Come back, Stan. Come back, Lee. Okay, let's try a little bit of a different version this time. Two little blackbirds sitting on a cloud. One was quiet, and the other was loud. Fly away, quiet. Fly away, loud. Come back, quiet. Come back, loud. Okay, different version this time. Two little blackbirds sitting on the ice. One was mean, and the other was nice. Fly away, mean. Fly away, nice. Come back, mean. Come back, nice. Okay. Well, you guys, I think it's time for a story. the wolf, the duck, and the mouse. Early one morning, a mouse met a wolf, and he was quickly gobbled up. "Oh, whoa," said the mouse. "Oh, me! Here I am, caught in the belly of a beast. I fear this is the end." "Be quiet," someone shouted. "I'm trying to sleep." The mouse shrieked. "Who's there?" A light was lit. A duck lay in bed. "Well?" said the duck. "Oh," said the mouse. "Is that all?" asked the duck. "It's the middle of the night." The mouse looked around. "Well, out there it's morning." "It is?" said the duck. "It's so hard to tell. I do wish this belly had a window or two. In any case, breakfast." The meal was delicious. "Where did you get the jam?" asked the mouse. "And the tablecloth?" The duck munched a crust. "You'd be surprised what you find inside a wolf." "It's nice," said the mouse. "It's home," said the duck. "You live here?" "I live well. I may have been swallowed, but I have no intention of being eaten." For lunch they made soup. The mouse cleared his throat. "Do you miss outside?" "I do not," said the duck. "When I was outside, I was afraid every day wolves would swallow me up. In here, that's no worry." The duck had a point. "Can I stay?" asked the mouse. "Of course," said the duck. This called for a dance. Oh yeah, look, they're having a dance party. The ruckus inside made the wolf's stomach ache. "Oh, whoa," said the wolf. "Oh, shame. Never have I felt such an aching and a pain. Surely it must have been something I ate." The duck shouted up, "I have a cure." "You do?" asked the wolf. "Yes, an old remedy, sure to settle your tummy. Eat a hunk of good cheese, and a flagon of wine, and some beeswax candles." That night they feasted. The duck made a toast. "To the health of the wolf," he said. But the wolf felt worse. "I feel like I'll burst. It hurts just to move." A hunter heard the wolf moan. He fired a shot, but missed in the dark. The duck called up, "Run! Run for our lives!" The wolf tried to escape, but he tripped and got trapped in an old oak tree's roots. "Oh, woe," said the duck. "Oh, doom! What can we do? I fear this is the end." The mouse stood up. "We must fight. We must try. Tonight we ride to defend our home." Oh, yep, he's got a hockey stick and a pot on his head for a helmet. Charge! Oh, look, they flew out of the wolf's mouth. "Oh, woe," said the hunter. "Oh, death! These woods are full of evil and wraiths." And he fled from the forest and never returned. The wolf bowed down to the duck and the mouse. "You saved my life when I thought not to spare yours. Ask a favor of me. I will be glad to grant it." Well, you can guess what they asked for. And that's why the wolf howls at the moon. "Oh, woe! Oh, woe! Every night he howls at the moon. Oh, woe." The end. This story is called Penguin and Pinecone. Now, there was once a tiny little penguin who lived in Antarctica, as penguins do. Now, one day, our friend Penguin found a very strange object. It was much too brown to be a snowball. It was much too hard to be food, and it was also much too prickly to be an egg. Penguin thought, what on earth could this be? Well, he said, whatever you are cold. So, Penguin, being a nice bird, set about knitting a scarf for his new friend. And best friends they were. They spent all of their days together, they cuddled up and slept at night, and Penguin loved his friend very much. But one day, Penguin noticed, you don't look so well. So he brought his friend to the wisest person he knew, which was his grandmother. Now, Grandma Penguin said, "Oh, little Penguin, your friend is a pine cone, and pine cones can't live here. They cannot grow big and strong on the ice." Now, this made Penguin very sad because he loved his friend. But he loved his friend so much that he decided that the only thing to do was to take his friend back where it belonged, where it could grow up big and strong. So, Grandma Penguin helped pack up a sled full of snacks and warm blankets and everything they might need, and the two friends set off north. Now, pine cones and pine trees are actually an invasive species in South America. Fun little fact. So, Penguin had a very far way to go. They made it all the way to Patagonia, where the wind blows hard, and it was hard to move forward, but Penguin, he pulled his sled even harder, and away they went. They made it all the way to Costa Rica, where the sun is warm. In fact, it was much too warm for a penguin. But still, Penguin persisted, and north they went. Finally, they made it all the way to this strange faraway place called Michigan, where Penguin noticed there were lots of pine cones and lots of tall trees with pine needles. And Penguin said, "This, my friend, looks like a good place for you where you can grow big and strong." So Penguin found a nice, cozy nest of pine needles, and he set his friend in it. And he was sad because he loved his friend. But he said, "Okay, friend, here you are. This is where you're meant to be, and now I must go, because Michigan is no place for a penguin." So Penguin went south, and many, many, many days went by, and Penguin grew up big and strong. One day, though, Penguin thought to himself, "I wonder how my friend is doing. It has been so long since I've seen him. I think I'm going to go find out." So Penguin set off north again. He made it to windy Patagonia, where the wind blows strong. He made it all the way to Costa Rica, where it is much too hot for a penguin. And he made it all the way to that strange faraway place called Michigan. And he started looking for his friend. He looked left, he looked right, he looked up, he looked down, and he did not see his friend with pinecone. Until he noticed that there was an enormous, tall, gigantic pine tree with the scarf he had knitted for his friend. And he said, "Oh, look at you. Look at what you have grown up to be. You are so big and strong and so very different than the last time I saw you." And Pine Tree, he was, which is what Pinecone became, Pine Tree was so happy to see his friend. They played all day and all the next day and all the next day after that. But Michigan is no place for a penguin. So after the third day, Penguin said, "Friend, I love you, but I have to go home." So they were sad. They said their goodbyes, but it was okay, because even after Penguin made it all the way back to his home in Antarctica, they loved each other so much that no distance could lessen the love they had for each other in their hearts. The end. All right, you kids, time for another song. Let's do, what should we do today? I know. We're going to do the pirate song because I love it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. When I was 1, I sucked my thumb on the day I went to sea. I climbed aboard a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." When I was 2, I tied my shoe on the day I went to sea. I climbed aboard a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea. When I was 3, I tapped my knee on the day I went to sea. I climbed aboard the pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." When I was 4, I shut the door on the day I went to sea. I climbed aboard a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." When I was 5, I danced and jived on the day I went to sea. I climbed aboard a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you'll go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." All right, next up, I have a story for you called The Bed Just So. Well, once upon a time, there was a tailor who could never get any work done because he was always falling asleep during the day. Why was he falling asleep during the day? Well, friends, he just could not catch a wink at night. He was having trouble at home. Every night, when the tailor would crawl into bed, he would pull up his covers, he would blow out the candle, and just as he would close his eyes, he would hear a strange someone, or a strange something, stomping up and down his hallway. Stomp, stomp, stomp. And he would hear a strange someone, or a strange something, grumbling as it went. Grumble, grumble, grumble. And then, every night, he would feel a strange someone, or a strange something, whoosh, pulling the covers off of his bed, which is so rude. Well, after many days and many nights, Taylor finally was at his wit's end. He couldn't handle it anymore. He said, "I must do something." So, what did he do? He went to go see the wise woman in his village, who always knew what to do. So, he explained his problem to the wise woman. He explained how he could never sleep. And he told the wise woman, "Help me, I think I am bewitched." And the wise woman looked at him and said, "No, you dozy tailor, you are not bewitched. If you were bewitched, your hair would grow on backwards, which would be so strange, and your feet would grow on backwards, which would be so uncomfortable. You, sir, you are not bewitched. You have a hudgeon in your house." And the tailor said, "A hudgeon? Oh my goodness." And the wise woman said, "No, calm your little mind. It is okay. I know what you should do." The wise woman said, "You, sir, should get yourself a bed. If the hudgeon has a bed, I think the hudgeon will leave you alone." So that is exactly what the tailor did. He went out and he bought the grandest, the fanciest 4-poster bed that he could find. He put a nice comforter on it. He put the most amazing pillow he had on it as well. And he said, "I think the hudgeon will like this, and I think the hudgeon will leave me alone." Well, that night the tailor got into bed, he pulled up his covers, he blew out his candle, and no sooner had he closed his eyes than what did he hear? He heard the hudgeon marching up and down the hallway. Stomp, stomp, stomp. He heard the hudgeon grumbling as it went. Grumble, grumble, grumble. And then what did he hear? He heard the strangest voice coming from the big 4-poster bed. It said, "Too high, too hard, too high, too hard." And then the hudgeon whoosh, pulled the covers off of the tailor's bed, which is so rude. Well, the next day, the tailor said, "Well, clearly that did not work, but I will try again." So the tailor went out and he bought himself the most elegant chaise lounge, and he set it up in the bedroom. And to seal the deal, he went out and he found the softest fern leaves and the fluffiest feathers, and he put them on top as a blanket. Well, that night, what did he hear? No sooner had he crawled into bed and pulled up his blankets and blew out the candle, he heard the hudgeon tromping up and down the hallway, stomp, 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 and grumbling as it went, grumble, grumble, grumble. And then what did he hear next? He heard the strangest voice coming from the chaise, and it said, "Too soft, too tickly, too soft, too tickly." And then whoosh, off the covers went from the tailor's bed. which is so rude. Well, the next day, the tailor, he tried again. He went up to his cabinet, he opened the doors, and he put blankets and pillows inside. And he said, "Finally, I think I've found a good place for the Hudgeon to sleep." Well, that night, what happened? No sooner had the tailor pulled up his blankets and blew out this candle, he heard the Hudgeon tromping up and down the hallway, stomp, 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 and grumbling as it went, grumble, grumble, grumble. And what did he hear next? He heard the strangest voice coming from the cupboard. And what did it say? It said, "Too dark, too stuffy, too dark, too stuffy." And then, whoosh, off the covers went. Well, the next day, Taylor tried again. This time, he strung a hammock between two chairs. And he said, "This might be a good bed for the Hudgeon." And that night, Taylor crawled into bed, he pulled up his blankets, he blew out his candle, and no sooner had he closed his eyes than he heard the Hudgeon tromp, tromp, tromping up and down the hallway, and grumble, grumble, grumbling as it went. What did he hear next? He heard the strangest voice. And the voice said, "Too long, too loose, too long, too loose." And whoosh, off the covers went from the tailor's bed. Well, at this point, Taylor was feeling a little bit discouraged, but he did not give up. This time, he went out and he bought himself a beautiful little cradle. And he said, "This might be a good home for the Hudgeon." So that night, he went to bed, he pulled up his covers, he blew out his candle, and no sooner had he closed his eyes than he heard the Hudgeon grumble, 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 and stomp, stomp, stomping up and down the hallway. And then what did he hear? He heard the strangest voice saying, "Too teeter, too totter, too teeter, too totter," and off the covers went. Well, at this point, poor Taylor was beside himself. He had tried so many different beds and none would work. He was about to give up. But he did what I do when the going gets tough. He did a little bit of stress eating. He opened up a bunch of walnuts and he filled his belly. And just as he had finished the last one, he picked up a walnut shell. And he thought to himself, maybe, just maybe, this would make a nice bed for the Hudgeon. So he lined it with the softest cotton he could find. And he found the most beautiful little leaf to put on top as a blanket. And he set it in his windowsill next to his bed. Well, that night, what happened? The tailor went to bed. He pulled up his covers. He blew out the candle. And no sooner had he closed his eyes than he heard the Hudgeon stomping up and down the hallway, stomp, 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 and grumbling as it went, grumble, grumble, grumble. And what did he hear next? Nothing. So Taylor was like, oh, what is happening? Could it be? So he got up and he went over to the window and he heard the softest little buzzing. He looked in to that little walnut shell, and what did he see? He saw a strange little something, no bigger than a caraway seed, and he heard it singing, just so, I like a bed just so. And he knew that the Hudgeon was finally happy. And he and the Hudgeon slept through the night forever after. The end. All right, it's that time again. What time do you ask? It's time to sing another song. This time, I think we will do the Grand Old Duke of York. Okay, goes like this. Oh, the Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up, and when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up nor down. So, that was pretty cool, but I think it would be more fun if we did it just a little bit faster. Let's try. Oh, the Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up, and when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up nor down. So, definitely getting cooler, but let's try even faster. Oh, the Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up, and when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up nor down. Okay, I think we can go faster. Let's give it a try. Oh, the Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up the top of the hill, he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up nor down. Whew, man, that was fast. But I bet we can go even faster still. Let's give it a shot. Oh, the Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up the top of the hill, he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up nor down. Oh man, that was so fast I was having a hard time figuring out what to do with my hands. But we're going to go one more time. And this time we're going to go so lightning fast. Let's just see how it goes. Oh, the Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up the top of the hill, he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. And when you're only halfway up, you're neither up nor down. Oh man, that was fun. Okay, time for another story. Leo, a ghost story. This is Leo. Most people cannot see him. But you can. Leo is a ghost. For many years, Leo lived by himself in a house on the edge of the city, reading books and drawing pictures in the dust. One day in spring, a family moved in. Leo was glad to have the company. On the family's first night, he made them mint tea and honey toast. Leo thought he was being a good host. But the family saw things differently. They hid in the bathroom and locked the door. "This house is haunted," said the man. "Oh, Gary, I'm scared," said the woman. "I hate tea," said the boy, "and I hate ghosts." They did not know that Leo was floating above the tub. He heard everything they said. The family called in a scientist, a clergyman, and a psychic to get rid of the ghost. But they should have saved their money. Leo knew he was unwanted. He said goodbye to his home, and he left. "I have been a house ghost all my life," thought Leo. "Maybe I would like being a roaming ghost for a while." So Leo roamed. Leo saw the city and the people who lived there. Nobody saw Leo. The city was not like Leo remembered it. Some places were wonderful. Some places were scary. Everywhere it was so noisy. Leo went to a street corner where his favorite candy store used to be. Now nothing was there. "Excuse me," he asked a police officer, "do you know where?" The officer walked right through him. There was an afternoon when Leo found himself roaming along a sidewalk covered in drawings. He came across a girl holding chalk in her hand. The girl looked up and stared right at Leo. "I'm Jane," she said. "What's your name?" It was so strange to be looked at that at first Leo said nothing. Finally he replied, "I'm Leo." Jane nodded. "Leo, do you want to play Knights of the Round Table?" "Yes," said Leo, because he did. "Good," said Jane. "First you have to be knighted by the king." "Who is the king?" asked Leo. "I am," said Jane. "That's why I'm wearing this crown on my head." Leo looked at her head. He did not see a crown. Still, he kneeled down and was knighted on the spot. Leo and Jane sat at a table. "Sir Leo," said Jane, "meet Sir Ruffs, a loyal dog. Don't you think he looks handsome in his armor?" "Yes," said Leo. He bowed at an empty chair. "And Sir Leo," said Jane, "this is Sir Muse, a loyal cat. Don't you find his whiskers wise-looking?" "I do," said Leo, and he bowed again. "And finally," said Jane, "this is Sir Squawks." Leo interrupted. "A loyal bird?" Jane frowned. "No," she said. "Sir Squawks is a giant hamster." "Oh," said Leo. I'm not wearing my glasses." Jane squinted at the chair. "I guess," she said. "Jane," a woman's voice came from another room, "tell your imaginary friends goodbye and come down to dinner." "Fine," said Jane, She turned to Leo. My mom doesn't think imaginary friends are worthwhile, but I think you're great. And with that, she stood up and went to the kitchen. Leo felt awful. She thinks I'm imaginary, he thought. If I tell her I'm a ghost, I will scare her away. After dinner, Jane returned to her room and gave Leo a sword. They snuck into a cave, slew a dragon, and stole all his loot. When Leo closed his eyes, he could almost see the gold coins and green scales. After a glorious feast, it was time for bed. Jane gave Leo a pillow and a sheet. Don't tell Sir Ruffs, she said, but you are my best imaginary friend. Yes, said Leo. He was so happy he couldn't sleep. Leo went to the living room so he wouldn't wake Jane with his rustling. All night he lay on the floor designing his coat of arms. And so Leo was awake when a sneak thief climbed through the window. Halt, cried Leo, but the thief passed right through him on his way to the silverware. Later, Leo would not be able to say where the idea came from. He threw a bedsheet over himself and flew at the thief, who was so frightened he dropped all the salad forks. Leo chased the man into a closet, then slammed the door shut and locked him inside. It was all very well done. The sound of the door woke Jane, who called the police and roused her mother. A squad car came and hauled the man off to jail. That was that. Thanks, said Jane. You're welcome, said Leo. I'm glad I could help. But, Leo, said Jane, if you're my imaginary friend, how did you scare that robber? Leo looked down at the carpet. Jane, I told you a lie. I'm a ghost. I said I was your imaginary friend, but I'm not. I am just your real friend. Oh, said Jane. Well, that's even better. And they went to the kitchen to have mint tea and honey toast at midnight. The end. All right, you guys, our time is winding down. It is almost time to say goodbye, but you can't have a story time without a good goodbye song. So, to help us do that, I have the divine, the partner in crime, the downright sublime Mother Brown to help us sing. Or, at very least, she can sing along. She can dance along while we sing. Okay, you ready? Let's do it. Oh, there was a girl from Paris, France, who didn't know how to dance. The only thing that she could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, we had some stories about home today, but now it's time to say goodbye. Oh, okay. The only thing that we can do is knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, there was a teeny tiny man, or in this case a lady, who liked to do handstands. You ready, Ma Brown? Sounds like you're ready. Okay, let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, maybe this time 6, 7. Oh, you kicked yourself in the face, Ma Brown. You're okay, though. The only thing that we could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees up, Mother Brown. One more time. Oh, there was a girl from Paris, France, who didn't know how to dance. The only thing that she could do was knees up, Mother Brown. Oh, knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, never let the breeze up. Knees